Demon Slayer is back, and it is back in a big way. Coming to theaters, they released the newest episode of the Swordsmith Village Arc, and this was a special thing that they did for like a very limited time, where they showed off like the previous 2 episodes of the Entertainment District Arc. The final 2 episodes of the Entertainment District Arc, then leading up into this 40-minute special. It was a pretty cool theatrical event, I must say, and it was a really enjoyable thing. But anyways, how did that movie come out? Or how did that special come out? What are our thoughts on it? Welcome to the Plastic Power Podcast. It is me, Starblast Studios, alongside Daredevil 19. We're going to be talking about the newest episode of Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village Arc. Hope you guys enjoy this entire podcast.
Yes. All right, here we go. So yeah, the Swordsmith Village Arc. Yeah, that's what it's called, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was really good. I read the upper... All right, before we say anything, this will contain a little bit of spoilers for the first episode of the Swordsmith Village Arc Season 3. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but there is some pretty cool things in this 40-minute first episode special.
It goes without saying.
Go ahead.
No, that just goes without saying. If you don't want any spoilers on this arc, or you haven't seen it, why are you watching this episode? Get out of here. It's not for you.
Yeah, what we'll do first, we're going to talk about the last 2 episodes of how it was on the big screen with
the Entertainment District Arc. District Arc.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll talk about that, and then we'll say we're going into the Swordsmith Village Arc. If you do not want to be spoiled, leave or come back after you watch it. Yeah, it starts beginning of April. What we're about to talk about. So, the Entertainment District. That's as of now my favorite. I don't know which one's your favorite as of now. But
I gotta agree. Like, I love the Entertainment District Arc, like up until the very end as well, because of the just that really good amount of, like, the animation was like super high quality. They did a lot. They did a lot more with this arc, I think, in terms of, like, with the characters than they did on the Mugen Train stuff. We saw a development. We saw, like, Tanjiro get like a lot stronger, and he did a lot more crazy things too. I have noticed is that, like, the characters seem to be very consistent as such, throughout the entire arc, and they keep it very simple, and that did retain a little bit as well into the Entertainment District, like into the Swordsmith Village Arc, the first episode at the very least. But we'll see how that. Goes.
That blended in like perfectly.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I honestly, like, I was at the first, when it came to how I heard that they were actually releasing the putting out the episodes, right? To me it seemed like an easy, like, them milking it out, but like I honestly, but though, like, that was one of those things where I really did enjoy, like, seeing, because those are the last 2 episodes of the Entertainment District Arc were probably like my favorite episodes of all of Demon Slayer, which would not have been possible without the help of all the previous episodes that really were, all the stakes and tensions are like super high. They have to kill the demon. And
well, it starts off with Uzui with his hand chopped off and he's knocked out, and Tanjiro is trying to, like, protect Nezuko as Gyutaro comes up to him and just starts making fun of him and smacking him and start, like, messing with him. And then Tanjiro, that's where it starts off at. So it's episode 10, then we get 11, and it wraps up, then we get into the Swordsman Village Arc. But yeah, seeing those last 2 episodes on the big screen, to me, was worth the price of admission. And the new episode's just like a bonus of what we haven't seen animated yet. And
the way that they kind of helped out, like, at the very beginning, was just like, it wasn't just like, oh, hop into the first 2 episodes. I like that they had, like, a recap of everything, and then they played the original Demon Slayer theme. Like, I don't know why, because I didn't expect that, even though it's just the Demon Slayer theme. I was just like, I got super excited. Like, bro, I did not expect to hear that theme, like, in the official source material in a very long time. I don't know why. It just got me, like, super, like, it heightened my emotions for some reason. I don't get it. But, like, as they're going through, like, all this stuff, I'm like, damn. Like, that's just how I know, like, even if I might, like, like, think one thing, Demon Slayer consciously, it's just like, it still left an impact on me. It still has.
It's a really good series. That's one of the newer series that I'm, like, really really into, along with like My Hero. But I think Demon Slayer is probably out of all like brand new series, not like including Super or One Piece. They've been around for so long, but yet, yeah, I really love that series, and I had to go see it on the big screen.
No kidding. There is one thing that I really wish for the theatrical version, because this is supposed to be like a special. It's the way, the only issue that I have with it is the way that they merge the episodes. Like on an episode, on an episodic basis, when you're watching them individually, it's fine. But if you're gonna put it in theater and like have all the episodes go together, I would like for them to actually, at the very least, like
cut out like some of the credits until the very end and beginning.
Yeah, we don't need those credits.
We got 3 different end credits. They don't seem as long, but yeah, that's what I was telling my friends in there. I'm like, man, they could have just cut out those end credits and just gave us one big one at the end, but maybe like they could have done, they could have been like episode 10, all the end credits, episode 11, and then the season 3 episode. They could have done it like that at the end.
I'm just imagining, the perspective of some moviegoer who's never known anything about Demon Slayer. They go in there after 20 minutes, boom, they see credits. Oh, I guess it's done, and they just leave.
Yeah. I mean, if you know about it, you could use it for like a break if you want to go get something at the concession stand or go to the bathroom.
Popcorn, which I highly doubt, because generally most of the time, unless people are that unprepared with stuff, like they would usually have themselves all ready and such before the beginning of the next episode, like before going into the movie theater in the first place. That's only 20 minutes in.
Yeah, and I also forgot to mention how you were saying they recapped pretty much everything. They didn't recap too much of, I think, the Entertainment District arc, unless I'm wrong.
No, you're right. They didn't. I don't think they. Now that I think about it, I don't think they did. It was just mainly the first season and then Mugen Train.
Yeah. So they recapped that for people who, I guess, say you're brand new going into it. At least you got a little recap. So yeah, I like that they did do that, even though a lot of anime does that just in general. Naruto. Naruto even more. It's good having that in there for either new fans or people first watching it, because maybe a new anime fan went in there not knowing much about the series, and now they're a fan or something. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was thinking.
I was just something.
No, I was just thinking. That's what it was. But like but I will say though, it's just like, because even though like I was like, I don't know if I really want to see this. Ultimately, even if it, like, with those episodes as well, like, being to me, the best animated portion of Demon Slayer, with like how they went about the animation segment of it, it was really cool seeing that in a big screen and seeing it
was
in like the best quality possible. It definitely beats seeing it regularly on your phone or on your computer or anything like that. I think it elevated
even your TV.
It elevated the experience.
Big screens. Yeah, big screen's always a different type of experience. That's why I feel like movie theaters really won't ever go out of business. Maybe business might be a little slower, because there's still people who are scared to, well, not scared, but they really don't want to go out yet because maybe they think COVID isn't really officially over, or they didn't.
No, there's still a lot of people cautious of COVID, but I find that there's still a lot of people who don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah, like I've been going to the movies for a while now, pretty much, when they're like, all right, everyone, you don't have to stay inside anymore. It's like, I do that all the time anyway.
Yeah.
But, it just gives you another experience of those 2 episodes, some of the best animated stuff, as you said, and it's probably a lot of people's favorite part of that arc, especially. And then, the credits, they definitely could have got rid of for the 2 episodes, or at least saved it until the end of season 2, right? Throw one in there, and then you could have done another one for the beginning of season 3. Is there anything else you would like to go over with the Entertainment District arc?
I'm just gonna say this, like, just in the regards to the credits, just to play devil's advocate here, is that, like, I get that. If they had cut the credits or cut stuff in a certain way, they probably could not have made the pacing feel like as natural if they didn't split into 2 episodes, because because at the end of the of the second to last episode of the Entertainment District arc, you had Tanjiro, he's getting poisoned. He seems like he's gonna die. But then the next, and then you see like the explosion, and then the next episode you see it, right before the explosion, you see Uzui's perspective and trying, and seeing Tanjiro trying to get through to him, and seeing like he's getting poisoned and everything like that. So ultimately,
also had like one of the best scenes. Hold on, I'll go over it after. Ultimately, sir.
Ultimately, like I can see why, like if they were to merge the episodes, there would be some certain problematic things, and even some portions of the episodes they'd have to cut out as well. But yeah, that was really it. Anyways, go ahead, sir.
The last thing with the Entertainment District arc before we go on, it did have one of the best like save scenes with Uzui saving Tanjiro. Remember, Gyutaro was going to hit him with his sickle, and then the little hole in Uzui's sword? He blocked it with
caught it.
And he kind of, he was like Zoro. He had his one sword in his mouth because his hand got chopped off, and then he was holding the other sword. But then he learned, I don't need to go over everything, but that was one of the coolest scenes. And so after those 2 episodes are finished, you go through the end credits again, and did we get opening credits for the new? I think we did, for the new season, because they always, whenever it's a new arc, we get like a new opening credits.
Yeah, they played the intro to the new arc at the very end of the Swordsmith Village.
Okay.
But I believe that when it started, they could have had like text on the screen. I don't remember it too much because like I'm mostly focused on the subtitles. I watched this in Japanese, by the way. Did you watch in Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the best way to watch it.
Yeah. So someone at my job's like, I need to watch it in English. I'm like, I mean, subtitles are fine and Japanese is fine. So but I guess he doesn't like reading the screen or something like that.
No, some people legitimately have. I know some people who legitimately have trouble like reading the subtitles and watching what's going on the screen. They just don't have like that visual ability to like in that way that some other people do.
I mean, I just watch regular movies like that in English with subtitles on, so it's because I'm deaf and I know I miss some words, so then when I see it, I'm like, oh, okay. So then I know. Yeah. All right, let's continue on.
Okay, beginning of the Swordsmith Village arc. This is where it's just like the cinematography like gets insane. Like it genuinely surprises me that like why I say Demon Slayer is back in a big way. With the way that they introduced the dimension, you see all of like this area within it. You see like the rooms and such being elevated. You see Akaza being there. You hear his theme and everything like that. There's only one reason why I would have been summoned here. Someone within the upper rank has been killed. And so,
Yep. Then he what'd he do? Just step off the ledge, or he jumped like up, right? He did something, because then he was falling down for a while, and it's like, geez, he was falling forever.
Yeah.
But he did ask, I forgot the lady's name who plays that instrument.
I don't remember her name either.
Is Muzan here or something? And she's like, I don't know. She didn't really give him a real answer, and then that's when he jumped. Because it's weird that it's like Muzan's own dimension. It's kind of like Doctor Strange. The way it is, how the inside is, everything slides around, up and down, and it's just crazy. But so we start off with Akaza. He's still my favorite, and then there's another one that's my favorite. And then right away, we see, after he jumps down and he's settled in, we see Doma, I believe, Upper Moon 2. Which is the, like, flamboyant one, always joking and smiling.
He's the same one who turned, what's his name, into a demon? The main demon.
Gyutaro. Yeah, Gyutaro and his sister Daki.
Yeah.
Or Daki. Yeah, he changed them,
Yeah.
So we
cool.
get introduced to him. What did you think of him? I'll let you know what I think. Sure.
Honestly, it's like it's one of those things where he acts like so playful, and if it wasn't for the fact that he was like, and it's like it's almost disturbing in a way, just how like playful. He is, because if it wasn't for the fact,
creepy too.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the fact that it's like if it wasn't for the fact that he was a villain, I feel like he would legitimately be likable. The thing that's creepy is that even though he is a villain, I still do find him likable. With the way that he behaves. But it's like it's so like creepy and like in a way like disturbing that the way that he acts is like so nonchalant and so like seem enthusiastic.
That's what I love about the demons.
And then Akiza is just like casually like punching his full head off. He's like, "Oh no, this is just how I make friends." I'm just like, "What?"
Well, what was funny is it reminds me of Kakuzu and Hidan from Naruto. For the Akatsuki guys, the one who was immortal, and then the other guy, he had like the puppets come off him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Naruto, that's when Naruto first used the Rasen Shuriken, and he like ripped his insides apart, but he was still like together. But
yeah,
that's the other guy. So,
but it was weird.
Hidan always annoyed him. Yeah,
but it was weird because of the fact that he seemed to just have this legitimate like want just to make friends, and so that's why he's flirting with that chick with the instrument in there. It's just like, hey, you want to go out?
Yeah. Yeah, but what's funny with him, he reminds me of Hidan, and then the other guy reminds me of Kakuzu, the way he was... Because what he did, he was touching Akaza, and he was getting annoyed every second as Doma was talking. He punched off his jaw, because he's like, don't ever touch me again. So then we get introduced to him, Upper Moon 2, and then I believe Upper Moon 5 was next, coming out of the bottle.
He was weird, bro. I'm just like thinking, how on earth?
Was weird.
Where is this guy's human traits? What kind of human was he before he got turned into a demon? What kind of guy's got lips for eyes and then like eyes for lips instead? It's switched
and then he had
around.
like baby hands coming out of his head.
Yeah,
or baby arms and legs or hands.
Oh my god, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he was a baby that got turned into a demon. That's why he has such a weird shape to him.
It could be, and I also feel like this could just be me, but maybe he has like a split personality. Because we were talking about it, and I remember I was telling you I thought maybe it was two different, but I don't feel like they would do two different ones kind of back to back. Because that's how the Entertainment District demons were.
Yeah, like it could be the case, but I didn't notice very many differences between like when the two different lips were talking. They didn't even necessarily make the voices different either. They just seemed like, oh, I'm gonna talk through this pair of lips instead of my other one.
Yeah, so I think he was Upper Moon 5. If he wasn't, he was 4. Because then the next one we get introduced to, I believe, was Upper Moon 4. And he just acted like a scaredy cat.
That guy.
He was just hiding the whole time. Like, oh, no. Every time someone said something, it didn't matter what it was. He was like, oh, no. And it just gets scared. It's like, geez, what kind of Upper Moon is this guy? Watch, he's probably... Because if he's 4, he's stronger than 5, and then the 2 we've seen in Entertainment District. So
I can imagine like stuff with him. Like when he has like a transition, he'll just end up being like super scary, just like I'm gonna kill you now type of thing. Just right to it,
like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing.
I guess you can. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. You and me both really haven't read the manga. I know you haven't. I read some fights. That's all I really read, and I read what we're talking about right now. So we haven't learned what their demon arts are. We only know Akaza from Mugen Train, and then the Entertainment District arc demons, Gyutaro and Daki, and then. Yeah.
Go ahead. They'll probably end up showing off like whatever those are like later down the line. But one. Oh yeah,
definitely.
Really want to touch on the one that piqued my curiosity the most. This guy looked just like Tanjiro's dad, and I don't know if that actually is Tanjiro's dad because we also
looks
later
like he's
at the
from
very
the same
end
clan.
Yeah, but then also at the very end, we see a guy who's in the Swordsmith Village who Tanjiro recognizes that also seems to be Tanjiro's dad. So is he like some sort of are these the same people? Or is that the same person? Or is this like some special demon that can walk around in the sun or something like that because he's rank 1?
I do know. I could tell you, but
I don't want to know. Like, because that's a spoil. But is that where you read the manga? Oh, it was.
I didn't really read that. I just know a couple characters and about them. So, what happens with after the meeting, we see a flashback. So we see baby Tanjiro, like he's a little just born baby, and his father's holding him. And his father looks real young. He's not super skinny like when we've seen him in the anime. And then he's talking to who looks like Upper Moon 1. And that guy is the strongest Demon Slayer of all time, who he was talking to.
But I thought that the guy, I was confused by that scene
We
because I
don't-
thought that
we-
the person
yeah,
he was
we don't
talking to was
know.
like a figment of his imagination of Tanjiro, because it's just like, I let you down, and it's like you see like the guy who looks just like Tanjiro be like, what? I don't even know. That's why it's like, I don't even know if that's even Tanjiro in that scene, like, or if that or
No, yeah, that was his father. That was baby Tanjiro, and then he was talking to another Demon Slayer. But yeah, that Demon Slayer, I don't know if he was real or not. He could have been. But yeah, they don't explain who he is. They don't explain anything else about the Upper Moons. We only know about Akaza as of right now.
It's a
so
whole
yeah,
mystery.
the Upper Moon #1, yeah, piques the hell out of your interest. He is so intimidating, so you could see how fast he is. You don't even see him. Whose hand did he chopped off someone's hand, right? Akaza, right?
yeah, probably Akaza, because he punched off what's the other guy's head off.
Doma, the smiley one.
yeah, that guy. You know,
Yeah, so it seems like the top 3 Upper Moon always argue, and Akaza wants to be #1, and he threatened Upper Moon 1, saying he's going to kill him and take a spot too. I think that's when he chopped his hand off.
yeah, like that upper rank, like the baby guy with the lips for eyes and such. Like he in particular, I don't. Okay, look, I guess it's like, I don't remember exactly what was being talked about in that scene, but he had like some sort of information as to like what could help, like what the plan was behind what's his name,
Muzan, the main.
yeah, Muzan.
Yeah, or Michael Jackson from Smooth
Michael
Criminal.
Jackson.
Well, he's extremely terrified of Tanjiro. Like, he wants him killed. You notice throughout the series, he keeps sending demons to kill him. Find him and kill him, right? And he wants his sister killed as well, because she got away, and he did not want her to be a demon along with that one lady. But, damn, what was I saying? Shit.
Like, yeah, so basically you're talking Muzan's plan.
Oh, yeah. So Muzan wants them dead, especially Tanjiro. Did you notice Tanjiro's father had the earrings and that other guy did? So there's like clans. You know how the Flame Hashira, Rengoku is part of it, and his dad, like, they're the Flame Hashiras. They're kind of like a little clan. I think all of them are their own little clans. Like, Uzui was a ninja and then became a Demon Slayer. So, yeah, he wants him dead. He's terrified of him because of something that happened to him. I'm not going to say because it's spoilers. We haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
So, he is terrified of Tanjiro, mainly because of the earrings. So, there's a reason he's frightened of him. So, the information, I believe...
This was somewhat hinted to as well, like with that one, what's that, Daki, I believe, like when she...
Yeah.
She had like some sort of memory that she was able to see because of the blood from Muzan going through her, as like reacting.
Yeah,
to
she
Tanjiro.
saw kind of like a silhouette in the same like robe. I forgot what it's called. The robe things they wear. It was similar to Tanjiro's, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Or the earrings were the main things flashing in her face.
Yeah, but I think that
I think
was,
you slightly saw
that
the
was
guy.
Tanjiro's dad that she was.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Yeah,
if you have not read the manga, you do not know yet.
I might just
but
read
yeah,
it, man, because the
there's-
manga's done. Like the manga, like the whole, like the manga.
Oh
like,
yeah,
already complete.
it's not even that long of a story. I think the next 2 arcs will be like halfway through it, and then
Only
the other
halfway
half, then
through
it's
it?
done.
Oh snap! So then they still got a lot.
Yeah,
more they
maybe
gotta cover
season
for a while.
4. Yeah, season. I'm kind of like just swinging on the bat here, swinging on the dark here. I don't think Swordsmith Village Arc is the middle. I think the 4th season will be, because I think it's going to be real short. Because they're only like 10 to 12 episodes, really, each main story arc.
But there was
But,
two.
yeah,
but there
so-
was in particular like 2 arcs when it came to the when it came to the first season, right? There was the
Yeah, it's pretty much like Tanjiro learning to become a demon slayer, so it was kind of like the training arc. And then it kind of It's like it was a bunch of mini arcs, because they fought a bunch, like... So when he really, like, fights, like, a demon, is that one training in the woods. That was a demon that killed all those ghosts that helped him chop the rock in half, remember? So that was that.
Yeah.
That was that. The training arc, I believe it's called. Then he really goes off on missions, and then he goes to that weird house. Mm-hmm. And he meets Zenitsu on the way, and then that's when we meet Inosuke in there.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a villain at first.
Honestly,
he's such an asshole.
Okay, but let's act in terms of, like, because I realize we're getting sidetracked. We got to still talk about the actual thing.
Yeah.
But, like,
I forgot why I was telling you that anyway.
No, because we were getting into all the arcs and, like, how many arcs.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, there's
a
couple, like 2 main ones really, and then the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the main, okay, so, like, the way that this arc started, it's like Tanjiro's been in a coma for 2 months, from what we understand, and it's just like the way that they played off, like, the whole thing, like, when he woke up was absolutely hilarious, and the way that even Inosuke came around too. So, like, they're the comedy of, like, oh,
yeah,
you should be screaming, oh my god, Tanjiro's up, and then it's just like, and then they say Inosuke died, and Tanjiro's like, oh. So the one, so the guy I see on the ceiling, which must be a hallucination, then just look up, like, what the heck? He's right there.
Yeah, because the girl that flips the coin, Kamado, I'm saying her name wrong probably. That girl, she knew he was awake, but she wasn't saying anything. And then, like, a nurse or someone came in and noticed, and he, like, freaked out on her and then screamed it. And
the same guy who was at the meeting of the Hashira, like, that took.
Yeah. He was one of the guys holding him down. Yeah.
I like how they highlighted that specific person and just say, hey, I've been here this whole time throughout the show, but it's just like, you know,
you just haven't known it.
You just haven't known it.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, and before that, the Upper Moon Muzan gets mad at one of them and, like, grabs his head and is talking to it. Then he tells Upper Moon 4 and 5 to go, because he had information about where Tanjiro and them were, so he told them to go handle it. So that happens. Then we go to Tanjiro in a coma for 2 months and all that. So yeah, everybody's all, like, happy now that he's up. I think Zenitsu woke up before him and was already training. Same with Inosuke. Inosuke, obviously, because he was on the damn ceiling, as you said.
Yeah, Inosuke's just, like, right back in action.
Cracking up. Yeah.
And then
You're like, is that real or not?
Gosh, and then the other thing too. So they have this whole section where they're taking him to the Swordsmith Village Arc, but they can't, like, they have to make sure that the security is tight and ambiguous. So, like, they have one person that they, like, so they blindfold Tanjiro. They also plug up his not his. What was it? His nose and everything like that, so he can't smell.
Yeah, so he can't smell.
And then you got a bunch of these other, like, people working with the Demon Slayer courses, like giving him a piggyback ride, you know, over, and then they switch back and forth just so it cannot get traced to the village. And
even all the ones before bringing him didn't know where it was.
Yeah, I don't know where it is either. I'm just gonna take you to this one person. Yeah, they don't allow him to get traced.
That's all they did. And it was like 10 or 12 of them that did it. Then we finally get there and notice pretty much all the people in there had the masks on. Mm-hmm. Like, because if you remember, he chipped a sword fighting Deki, I guess. So he had to get a new sword again. It's like every arc he has to get a new sword.
Yeah, every arc they're just, like, badly hurt, get a new sword. Yeah. But
yeah, because his swordsmith disappeared. So that's why I went to the village, yeah.
that whole thing with, like, his sword getting broken with the guy who makes the swords and everything. That guy is hilarious. He has all these sending these death threats. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. How dare you break my sword? And then he goes over to the Swordsmith Village and it's like, oh yeah, no, it's not your fault. Your sword is broken. That's on him. You know, he.
And that's the leader of the Swordsmith Village Arc talking. He's like the leader of the village saying that. And then when he said that, you're like, oh, maybe that's why that guy always gets so mad at Tanjiro. But it's not his fault. It's the swordsmith's fault. So there you go. You figure out why the guy is always a psychopath when Tanjiro needs a new sword. I'm like, geez, just make him a new sword. So it makes him look bad.
And I didn't even think it was something as simple as that. I thought it was like a pride thing. Like, I make this sword from, like, the depths of my soul and you dare break it? Like, you mistreated
That's
it.
What I thought, too.
And now it's just like, oh, nah, it's just like, he just can't admit that it's his fault that the sword broke. I think
makes him look bad.
that is hilarious because they got to discipline him and everything. Which
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like because
and
it seems like the whole thing is gonna stir up into this whole argument. Tanjiro's like, "Oh God, I hope I did not cause them any trouble."
yeah, Tanjiro's because he's so nice. But another cool thing about all the people wearing masks, which you caught on to, it's like all the swordsmiths. You see them because they tell Tanjiro go to the bathhouse, or what was it called?
The hot springs.
Yeah, to go like heal and stuff because it heals them quicker. So
Special healing.
He starts heading over there. Yeah, he starts heading over there, and oh yeah, there's another funny part. But he heads over there, and we see all the swordsmiths with masks, and it's cool. The reason why they wear masks is to protect their identity from demons, which I thought was a really cool like world building moment for that series right there. So that's something that I liked, and I remember asking you if you knew what it meant, and that's what you said as well.
Yeah, like it makes sense. Like even Tanjiro's master, who and what was his name? I can't remember right now. But like even he was wearing a mask.
I don't know it either. Yeah, yeah, he was too. Yeah,
which is really.
Oh yeah, the guy who trained him, the first guy.
Yeah. Which is like it's a common thing between him and like the swordsmith people, and like it's all for the simple fact so that they don't get traced. You know, they don't know who they are, which I think is is a very like it's a unique touch that they add and keep consistent throughout the show, which I really do enjoy.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, and it's to protect them, because if they didn't do that, demons would find out who they are. They're not trained to use swords. I mean, they probably know how to handle them in a way, but they're not demon slayers, so demons would tear them apart like that.
What is the name of the Hashira, like the girl who like
who
plays like a big part in this arc? Yeah.
Her name's Mitsuri.
So all of those people who I remember this exactly after the Entertainment District arc finished.
I remember
all these
it
people
too.
all over the place. They were saying, "I want UFOtable.
I want the scene removed."
Make sure this. No, they didn't want it removed. They wanted it in there.
Oh no, there was. I wanted it in there, but there were people who wanted them to take it out, and it's like it's just anime. It's not like real people, and the scene. I'm
just like I watched that scene like in theaters, like whoa. It's just like no, I'm just like, because I thought it was a clarification. People had their hopes.
Well, explain how they introduce her. This is how you get introduced to Mitsuri. We see her that one time real quickly, but then this is where we really see her, and we see her in the springs pretty much butt naked. So that's the scene a lot of people wanted, and then other people wanted taken out. And very well animated.
I think they were just saying that just because they didn't want other people to get what they wanted to. I think it was just like a troll thing.
Probably.
Of course, everyone wants that.
It could be.
No question
or it could
about
be
it.
cancel culture type thing. Who knows? But yeah, she was upset because somebody didn't like say hi back to her, and she was sad about it.
That one guy with the scars you keep seeing like every other arc or something like that.
With a mohawk. The guy with the mohawk who was kind of like, he was doing training the same time as Tanjiro and Zenitsu. So, like the Woods one, you see him in there, and he was real mean to like those twin girls. Like he's always been like so we see but I think before we see him, as Tanjiro's about to head up the stairs, Mitsuri comes running towards him, and her boobs are just bouncing like crazy and about to pop out. And the funniest thing Tanjiro says is, Lady Mitsuri, your breasts are about to pop out. Let me cover them. And he covers them quickly. Yeah, he closed because it was opening more and more because she was running down the stairs. And he's just like this to him real quick. But she goes up to him saying like she was excited to meet him, and she was real sad or upset because there was a mean guy up there, and she was trying to be all nice and say hi, and he like ignored her or was rude or something. So then Tanjiro goes up there, and we're like, who the hell is she talking about? Because that's what I'm thinking the whole time. So he gets up there.
Yeah, I did
and
really.
Then, what did he say?
I don't know. I think he just. I don't remember what
he said. Something, and he said Get out of here! I'll kill you.
I think in particular, like, I think he realized that when that guy is in like the bath, I remember he saying, "I thought we could bond by bathing naked together," or something like that. That's how he worded it.
Yeah, and I think he said, "Get the hell out of here, I'll kill you," or something like that. And my one friend noticed, like, that's Bakugo's voice actor, the Japanese voice actor. He's really, like, he knows every voice actor, the English and Japanese. But, yeah, once again, we get introduced.
You just catch on to it.
Yeah, but we get introduced to him, and he's still an a-hole, pretty much. And then he pretty much leaves. And I think that's pretty much it for that. And then we get another scene with Tanjiro and Mitsuri, and she's saying there's like a really powerful weapon in the Swordsmith Village. She's honestly, like, it helps demon slayers.
Yeah, that whole scene really made me understand why people really like Mitsuri, not just for for her physique and everything like that, but like the way that she talked and responded to Tanjiro. Like, I got the sense that she really was attracted. Well, no, she was attracted to Tanjiro's passion and wanting to get stronger and improve himself upon as a demon slayer. He just had a pure drive, which she really liked and respected about it.
You know how like Uzui's the sound Hashira, and then Gyu's I forgot what they're called. She's the like love Hashira. She uses love, I think, as her like Uzui used sound. So when he figured out Gyutoro's move, he made a song out of it. So hers is love. So I'm curious as to how that works. And her sword, she has a really crazy sword. It like extends, but it's like a whip, like a metal whip or something. Yeah, it's like, what? So yeah, she has a weird type of sword. I don't know how the hell they make it, but yeah. So yeah, she does tell Tanjiro about like this secret weapon that makes demon slayers a lot more stronger and powerful. So now he wants to find it. So we still don't know what it is. I'm curious to what it is.
I presume it's not even necessarily a weapon. I think it's just a matter of like how I think it's just finding us like some sort of technique, because all of the means of which I think because everything like they said about the swords is a variation of the sun, like the sun breathing techniques.
Yeah, that's the main one that everything's taken off.
Yeah, everything is like in a sense like a breathing technique. But when you think about it like that, like the sound and the love, these aren't things that emanate from the sun. These are completely different elements that these other Hashiras
that they made themselves. Yeah, which is pretty cool. So they're not just using that; some of them are making their own. I think that's interesting on its own.
Yeah, I think what's going to end up happening, even though like we see Tanjiro, like he's using like fire and like in water, with like water like breathing techniques, he might end up like finding a way to like refine the breathing techniques and or maybe combine them in such a way. Like I think that's what it is. I don't think it's a legitimate physical weapon. By him, by what's her name, telling Tanjiro to go around. Mitsuri. To go around, to search out, for the weapon in the Swordsmith Village Arc. She is leading Tanjiro to look around and find that thing, which would by fate lead him to like the individual he needs to find in order to figure out the secret with more of the breathing techniques that he needs to know about.
Yeah. I also like her a lot as a character. She's very welcoming, loving, caring. Like the way she was playing with little Nezuko was real cute. But she's a very passionate, loving, caring character in the series. Very different to what we usually see with Hashiras. But yeah, she was super sweet and nice to Tanjiro. And yeah, she pretty much does send him on a mission to find this weapon so he could get more powerful. And then we get towards the end of the episode, right? After that, we get towards the end where he's in the woods, and then he sees the other Hashira, the young... That Hashira is the youngest Hashira. I think he's either around the same age as Tanjiro, or he's either a year younger or a year older or something. But he's super young, and he's... Oh, man, what's his name? Mitsuri and Tokito. That's his name.
You have a much better job. Like, you're much better at remembering the names of the Hashiras than me. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, it's because I'm getting obsessed with the show. Like how I'm trying to get my obsession back with Dragon Ball, which I am, thanks to you and everyone that's been a guest on the podcast, pretty much. But yeah, that's why I know that because I'm becoming obsessed, like with One Piece. So yeah, we see Tokito, or Tokito, I think that's how you pronounce it. I always pronounce Japanese names incorrectly. But yeah, we see him talking to, who is he talking to? Like a guard or somebody?
I think
and they're all scared?
I think
right?
he was talking to, like, I don't know, like one of the masked people, like the guy who was taking care of Tanjiro, like it was there throughout the series.
Yeah, and wasn't he like scared or something? He's like, I'm gonna tell the Grand Master, or whatever that guy's name, the guy who's blind and scarred from the nose up. Who's saying something? I can't recall every word, so we apologize if we can't figure it out or we get some things wrong, because we only saw it once. But we see him there, and the other guy just looks nervous or scared, and he's like pleading with him or something.
I'm just now realizing this, like with that one guy who leads the Hashira, who's like blind and everything, like he's sick. I'm wondering if Nezuko is able to heal him with her powers, just like how she healed the poison.
It might be too late.
Yeah, but he looks.
I feel like she can
just like Tanjiro and Uzui when they were poisoned.
But she might be able to. We don't know yet. But I feel like she can only do it if it's still like going through your system, like how it was for Uzui and Tanjiro. Mm-hmm. Then she put her flames in it and destroyed it before it could fully take effect. But yeah, it's weird because look at a lot of characters, like the fighters. They some of them do have a lot of scars. The Mohawk kid, right? The main guy that's their leader. Remember the white hair guy?
Yeah,
the Hashira, who was trying to get Nezuko to bite him. He has a ton of scars. The blind guy who always cries does. Tanjiro has that crazy scar on his forehead. I remember it kind of changed and made his hair look fiery at the end of the entertainment district.
I wonder what that whole thing is about. Like it's
yeah, we don't know yet. We don't know.
I bet you know what it's about, but you're not telling me.
Yeah, I do.
I don't want. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not telling.
You.
I only told you. I think like one minor little thing that's not really a spoiler. So yeah, as Tokito's talking to this other guy, Tanjiro's like, "What's going on there?" And then he goes and pans to the right, and then we see that same looking figure from when we got that flashback with baby Tanjiro and his father and the guy he was talking to. It looked like him. That's who it looked like to me.
It looks like the same demon like that was in the Upper Moon meeting, like the
Upper Moon one. Yeah, that's the Upper Moon one.
And then
he's
literally
the strongest Upper Moon.
Yeah, and then the exact same silhouette of like Tanjiro.
Same hair.
Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially when
he got the earrings.
Just like in the Mugen Train movie where
You're gonna love once everything's revealed to you.
I'm getting so excited. I'm getting so excited about this. I might just drop the anime until it comes back. I might just like stop watching the anime and like I can't wait. I'm just read the manga, catch up with that, then watch the anime.
I mean, wait till the Swordsmith Village Arc starts. Wait till that ends, and then start on the manga after that. Unless you like start in the beginning. Because I would just read like random parts. I did that with Berserk too.
Nah, I'd rather go reading through the whole thing. It's just more like
yeah. There's stuff I feel like they don't always throw into, and it's always shorter than the episodes. But so we don't.
There were some minor changes and such to the episodes during the Entertainment District arc, like the way that they went about. Poisoning that one demon. Like it was different.
Yeah, and even look at the Mugen Train arc compared to the movie. You got that first episode where we get that nice little story with Rengoku, which was pretty cool, and then you see why do they tell you why he keeps saying delicious or tasty after he took a bite?
Yeah, that was at the very beginning. I think he's just a very passionate individual. That's pretty much the reason.
You know what it is too? It has like a kind of a cool little hidden meaning. Meaning a swordsman never knows in the Demon Slayer world, a swordsman never knows when it's their time and they're gonna die. So he savors and really enjoys every bite of food because he never knows when it's gonna be his last bite, pretty much. That's cool little that's a cool little thing.
That's
because then you get YouTube shorts or you look up stuff. But yeah, so Yeah, the Upper Moon one, very intimidating, and he's probably going to become a lot of people's favorite Upper Moon. Akaza is still my favorite. The Upper Moon one's your favorite now, out of all the Upper Moons?
I think it's okay. I think it still might be Akaza, but I'm also
he's so badass.
I'm also leaning a little bit more so towards that one other guy who's just like creepily enthusiastic and everything. And it's just like I'm watching
Doma. Oh,
Doma,
people love Doma. He's people love Doma. They love. Well, did you notice like the top three? So Akaza's 3, Doma's 2, and then Kokushibo is Upper Moon 1. Yeah, that's all their names and their Upper Moons, but they all fight because they want to be number 1. So that's why they're all kind of fighting, really, because and Upper Moon 1's like, try it, Akaza, try to take my spot. Remember, he said, I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna kill you and be number 1.
I can definitely see Doma
like,
just like casually doing something shitty though, and it's just like, and it pisses
probably.
off Akaza, and like they end up fighting even more. Like, but it's just like somehow because of
I would like to see them fight it out in one. Like if they did something like that again, and maybe they're the last ones left or something, and Muzan's pissed off and they start fighting. That'd be cool to see. I don't know if that happens. Like I said, I didn't really read much. I only read like a couple fights, so that'd be cool to see that. I don't know if we will.
One other thing that I do really like about this arc, just the way that it's starting, is that they're taking away. They are saving Inosuke and Zenitsu for later down the line. They're taking them out of the story right now for their own individual.
I don't even
training,
think we've seen. Yeah. Zenitsu's on a mission. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
We don't even see him. We just see him on the mission. Oh, yeah. And the little girl's explaining, like, oh, Zenitsu's on a mission. Then they pan to him.
They just see him getting dragged away. No, I don't want to
go. But what's weird is he said the girl's name that was saying his name. He's like, what? You love me? You want me to come back? It's like, what the hell, Zenitsu? I always love his little weird.
He's like, oh, so you do think about
women.
Me. And she's like,
he's so obsessed with finding a woman. I feel like towards the end of the series, if they live, I feel like he'll end up with Nezuko at some point.
Probably. I honestly,
I don't know.
Especially because of the Mugen, the way that they handled him in Mugen Train and stuff. Like they, they almost made it seem like it's to where Nezuko was like, wow, he's cool.
She did seem impressed because she was protecting her, and I hope as he goes along, Zenitsu, because I do like him, but he does kind of get a little annoying how scared he gets and always screaming. I hope he gets that cool, calm demeanor, like when he's sleeping and being a badass. I hope he becomes more like that towards the end, which I feel like he will, but he'll probably still always have that scary catness in him.
It's weird because it's just like that subconscious really comes out mainly at its most needed time, and it's just like
when it first happened.
It seems like you know what it is. It really seems like a split personality. So maybe his training has something to do with like bringing out that like other part of him into the forefront and finding out how to like more access it, willingly. Like it's
probably kind of like the Hulk and Bruce Banner, how they never got together, and then he learned to conjoin them. Is that the right word?
He learned to combine them. He combined the two.
Yeah. That's what Zenitsu. Isn't that kind of like the same? I was trying to use a different word than combine.
You just like I'm gonna combine the word combine and join. They can join them together.
I'm gonna look up if that's even a real word. But yeah, maybe he might have to do something like that, or he might just have to come over his fears. Might be something as simple as that. But
could be.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character. He was not with them. He was off on a mission, and Inosuke was the only one we saw on the ceiling, and being Inosuke. But then after that, he was gone. Right? We didn't see him out anymore.
Once Tanjiro got into the Swordsmith Village arc, it was pretty much
because it was him by himself that went.
Yeah, it was him by himself, which I do.
Did they show up at the end? No, they didn't.
Yeah, Which isn't to say that I don't like, Inosuke or Zenitsu or anything like that, but I like that, by having them off to the side, you kind of, like, introduce other characters. It's more, like, refreshing that way to kind of expand on that, rather than to keep the focus primarily.
They've done that in One Piece. Like, all the Straw Hats got separated, and we just followed Luffy for an entire arc, so maybe we'll see something like that, because we have 2 Ashiras now with Tanjiro in the Swordsmith Village, and it's the Swordsmith Village Arc for a reason, so I'm guessing most of this arc takes place in the Swordsmith Village. But this is a lot of people's favorite arc as well. I believe there's going to be some badass fighting, because 2 Upper Moons, they know where it is. That was information that the one in the bottle had for Muzan. He sent him, and then the Scaredy Cat Upper Moon 4. One was like, no. He sent those 2. He sent those 2 off to the Swordsmith Village to take care of Tanjiro and Nezuko. So we'll probably see some battling in there. And I wonder if we're going to see the Mohawk Kid finally fight. Because we do at some point.
Either way, like, they left us off on a huge cliffhanger. And I'm really looking forward to, like, seeing, what ends up happening next. This new arc definitely has me invested. And I can't wait to see what else ends up happening.
Same
here. I'm really glad I went to go see this, like, after all, like,
me too. It is worth it. It's worth it. Even like what I was saying, just seeing the last 2 episodes of the Entertainment District, if you're a big anime fan or even love Demon Slayer, it's worth it just for that. Plus you get you get like a double the length first episode pretty much. So I think we got like a 44-minute first episode for season 3. Yeah. And the cliffhanger was great, so we don't know what that weapon is.
And some people told me that they're not going to throw the entire episode like onto Crunchyroll once it's released. No, I like some of the scenes in there will be exclusive to the theaters. No, I think that the whole thing will go on Crunchyroll.
Possibly. Yeah, they'll probably have it all on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I don't see why they would cut out some of the stuff. Like, everything in there was pretty much, like, important, and it helped out with the pacing through and through. I don't see why anything in there would really be cut.
And now that you say, like, that Zenitsu, I didn't really pay attention to that, because I wasn't bored at all with that first episode. It was very, it wasn't just, like, entertaining, but very informative, a lot of world building, and a lot of, it wasn't boring, I'll put it at that. But I like how it leaves on the cliffhanger of Tanjiro trying to figure out what the hell that weapon is, what Tokito was talking to about that guy, that Tanjiro is kind of like spying on and eavesdropping a little bit. And then you see that figure when he pans to the right, like, what the hell is that? Is that Demon Slayer? Is that some sort of weapon that trains Demon Slayers? We don't know yet, so we'll figure it out, of course, when we get into the Swordsmith Village Arc. But yeah, I'm loving it so far too, even though it's just 44 first minute episode. Very good stuff. Yeah,
100%. Alrighty, guys, that has been our review of the newest episode of Demon Slayer of the Swordsmith Village Arc. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Let us know what you guys thought about the arc, if you guys even got to saw down in the comment section down below. And if you're watching us in April when the episode actually releases, still feel free to leave a comment down and let us know what you guys think. But anyways, guys, this has been Starblast Studios and Daredevil 19. We will see you guys in the comment section. Until then.
So yeah. Thanks for listening to our episode. If you're on YouTube and watch the video, then thank you for watching as well. We are your hosts, Starblast Studios, and me, Daredevil 19. And if you enjoyed our episode on Spotify, be sure to give us a follow and a rating. And we do thank you. And if you did watch this on YouTube, be sure to give a like if you liked it, and a subscribe if you enjoyed it. And we will catch you on the next episode of the Plastic Power Podcast.